The Horn of Africa is in trouble. This region, known for its diverse cultures and rich history, is now facing a natural disaster of unprecedented scale. Strong earthquakes have hit the middle of Ethiopia, forcing many people from their homes and leaving the country scared. The tremors have caused widespread panic, with families scrambling to find safety. These earthquakes, some strong enough to be felt far away, have torn through the Afar, Oromia, and Amhara regions, leaving a path of destruction. Roads have been split open and essential infrastructure has been severely damaged. Houses are now piles of rubble. Entire neighborhoods have been reduced to debris, making it difficult for rescue teams to navigate and provide aid. Families huddle together, looking for safety and comfort from the constant shaking. Many are spending nights outdoors, too afraid to return to their homes. This is happening in a part of the world known for earthquakes and volcanoes. The geological activity in this region is a constant reminder of the Earth's volatile nature. These tremors show how fragile a nation can be against the power of nature. The sheer force of the earthquakes has left a lasting impact on the landscape and the people. As the aftershocks continue to shake the region, both the government and its people are worried. Time is running out. The urgency to provide relief and rebuild is palpable. The possibility of a huge volcano erupting is a scary thought. Such an event could compound the already dire situation, making recovery even more challenging. The world is watching closely. Can Ethiopia survive this? International communities are on high alert, ready to offer assistance. The answer lies in the strength of its people, the quick actions of its government, and help from other countries. The resilience of the Ethiopian people is being tested like never before. The next few days are very important as Ethiopia deals with this growing disaster. The efforts made now will determine the country's ability to recover and rebuild. The Ethiopian government is working fast, telling over 80,000 people to leave their homes in the affected areas. The urgency in their voices is palpable as they make announcements urging people to move quickly to safer grounds. The situation is dire and every second counts. This is a race against time. The clock is ticking relentlessly and the urgency is felt in every corner of the affected regions. People are seen moving quickly, packing their belongings and heading towards safety. Workers are in a hurry, coordinating efforts to ensure that everyone is accounted for. The clock is ticking and the ground won't stop shaking. The aftermath of the earthquake is devastating, with the ground continuing to tremble, causing fear and uncertainty among the people. The impact of this natural disaster is far-reaching, affecting not just the physical landscape but also the lives of thousands. Temporary shelters are being built for those who lost their homes, while aid workers are working hard to give out important supplies. These shelters are a beacon of hope for many, providing a semblance of normalcy amidst the chaos. Aid workers are tirelessly distributing food, water, and other essential supplies to ensure that no one is left without help. Food, water, and medical help are desperately needed as the disaster gets worse. The demand for these basic necessities is overwhelming and the supply chains are struggling to keep up. Medical teams are working around the clock to provide care to the injured and sick, often under challenging conditions. Helping people leave their homes is difficult. The evacuation process is fraught with challenges, from crowded scenes to the emotional toll of leaving behind everything they know. Families are seen clinging to each other, trying to stay together amidst the chaos. The rough land and damaged roads make it very hard to reach faraway villages. The terrain is unforgiving, with many roads rendered impassable due to the earthquake. Reaching remote villages is a Herculean task, requiring immense effort and coordination. Communication lines are down, making it hard to coordinate help. The disruption in services has left many in the dark, unable to reach out for help or receive updates. Emergency communication systems are being set up, but the process is slow and challenging. But even in all the chaos, there are stories of bravery and kindness. Neighbors are helping neighbors. Acts of heroism are emerging, with individuals risking their lives to save others. The community spirit is strong, with people coming together to support one another. Strangers are lending a helping hand. Volunteers from different parts of the country are arriving to assist in the relief efforts. Their selflessness and dedication are a testament to the human spirit's resilience and compassion. The spirit of unity is strong as communities come together to overcome this challenge. People are working together, pooling resources and sharing whatever they have to ensure that everyone gets through this difficult time. The government is asking for help from other countries. They are making urgent appeals, highlighting the dire need for international assistance. Press conferences are being held to communicate the severity of the situation and the immediate needs of the affected population. They need medical supplies, tents, blankets, and other important things very badly. Every minute counts. Relief supplies are being packed and sent out, but the need is immense, and the resources are limited. The urgency of the situation cannot be overstated. The rest of the world needs to respond quickly and strongly to help Ethiopia in its time of need. International aid is beginning to arrive, but more is needed. The global community must come together to provide the necessary support and resources to help Ethiopia recover from this devastating disaster. "The ground shook so hard I thought it was the end of the world," says one survivor, her voice shaking with fear. Many Ethiopians are living through a nightmare. The earthquakes have taken away their sense of safety, leaving them dealing with trauma and uncertainty. Sad stories of loss and destruction are coming from the areas hit by the earthquake. Farmers talk about losing their animals, their way of life destroyed in a moment. Parents hold their children tightly, scared of more tremors. The emotional impact of this disaster is huge. "We are sleeping outside," says another survivor, pointing to a makeshift shelter made from pieces of their destroyed homes. "We are too scared to go back inside, worried about another earthquake." The fear is real. The ground beneath their feet feels unstable and unpredictable. Earthquakes remind us of the huge power under our feet. These natural events are a stark reminder of the dynamic nature of our planet, constantly shifting and changing beneath us. They happen when energy suddenly escapes from the Earth's crust, creating waves that spread out from the breaking point. This release of energy is often due to the movement of tectonic plates, which are massive slabs of rock that make up the Earth's surface. These waves make the ground shake, and sometimes this shaking can be very destructive. The intensity of the shaking can vary greatly depending on several factors, including the depth of the earthquake and the distance from the epicenter. We measure how strong an earthquake is using the Richter scale. This scale, developed in 1935 by Charles F. Richter, has become a fundamental tool in seismology. This scale means that each whole number increase on the scale represents a 10-fold increase in the amplitude of the seismic waves. In other words, a small change in the Richter scale number can indicate a significant difference in the earthquake's power. For example, a magnitude 6 earthquake is 10 times stronger than a magnitude 5 earthquake. This exponential increase helps scientists and emergency responders understand the potential impact of an earthquake. The place where an earthquake starts is called the hypocenter, which is located deep underground where the stress is released, while the point on the Earth's surface directly above it is called the epicenter. The epicenter is often the location where the most severe damage occurs. How deep the hypocenter is plays a big role in how much damage the earthquake causes. Deeper earthquakes tend to cause less surface damage, but can still be felt over a wide area. Shallow earthquakes, those happening less than 70 kilometers below ground, tend to be more destructive because the waves don't have to travel as far to reach the surface. This proximity to the surface means that the energy is more concentrated, leading to greater damage. Making matters worse is the possibility of a volcano erupting. The Dofin volcano, located in the Afar region, has been more active since the earthquake started. Smoke and ash have been seen coming out of it, a clear sign that something is happening below. Volcanic eruptions happen when molten rock, called magma, rises to the surface. This can be caused by a buildup of pressure inside the volcano, often made worse by earthquakes. If a major eruption happens, the results could be catastrophic. Lava flows, ashfall, and pyroclastic flows, fast-moving currents of hot gas and volcanic matter, are serious dangers to people and property. The Ethiopian government is watching the Dofin volcano closely. They have ordered people living near the volcano to evacuate. The next few days will be important in figuring out if an eruption is going to happen soon. The earthquakes have shown a harsh reality. Many buildings in Ethiopia, especially in the countryside, are not built to withstand earthquakes. Made with traditional materials and methods, these structures are easily damaged or destroyed during tremors. There is an urgent need to invest in earthquake-resistant infrastructure. This means improving existing buildings to make them stronger, and making sure that new buildings are built to strict standards. Using modern architectural designs and the right materials can greatly reduce the risk of buildings collapsing during earthquakes. Also, it's important to teach communities about earthquake preparedness. This includes showing people how to find safe places in their homes, making emergency plans, and practicing what to do during an earthquake. Geologists and seismologists are working hard to understand what's happening in this crisis. They are looking at earthquake data, studying ground deformation patterns, and monitoring volcanic activity to assess the risks and give advice to authorities. The East African Rift System where Ethiopia is located is an area known for earthquakes, explains a leading seismologist. The tectonic plates in this region are moving apart, creating faults and volcanoes. This process makes the area prone to earthquakes and eruptions. He adds that the recent earthquakes remind us that our planet is constantly changing. While we can't stop earthquakes, we can lessen their impact through preparedness, strong buildings, and a better understanding of how the Earth works. The world has responded to Ethiopia's call for help. Aid organizations are gathering resources, getting ready to provide medical help, shelter, and other essential supplies to the affected communities. The situation on the ground is terrible, says a representative from a leading humanitarian organization. The disaster is huge, and the needs are overwhelming. She stresses the urgency of providing immediate assistance while also highlighting the importance of long-term support for rebuilding and recovery efforts. Money is crucial to keep these relief efforts going. The international community must come together to support Ethiopia in its time of need. Every donation, no matter how small, can make a difference in the lives of those affected by this tragedy. Even with all the destruction and uncertainty around them, the people of Ethiopia remain strong. Their spirit, unbroken by this latest challenge, shines through in their acts of courage, compassion, and unwavering determination. In the face of adversity, communities have come together to support one another. Neighbors help neighbors. Strangers offer a helping hand. The bonds of community have only strengthened amidst the rubble. This spirit of unity and resilience will be crucial in the long road to recovery that lies ahead. As Ethiopia deals with the aftermath of this disaster, one thing is clear. The human spirit, much like the earth itself, possesses an indomitable ability to endure, rebuild, and emerge stronger from the ashes.